Happy holidays, Snow.
Happy holidays, MJ.
Oh
The
no.
season is upon us.
Oh no, we just screwed that up.
Um,
Merry Christmas.
maybe
And
I'm
Happy
in,
Hanukkah.
maybe I'm in the support of the war on Christmas.
See?
Maybe because of where I work, you know.
See, don't people understand? We're in Hanukkah right now.
Right.
In
Yes.
the midst
Happy
of
Hanukkah to all of our Jewish listeners.
Yeah, but no, it's not good enough. It's gotta be. If you don't say Merry Christmas, people get all offended.
I know. It's like I feel like Happy Holidays is like a broad spectrum, and it covers everything.
Yeah.
I'm even the type of person that always says Happy Festivus on the 23rd. So every year, 23rd, I send out my Happy Festivus.
Yeah, so the latest today comes the latest of what's want to be, the people on the cancel culture side. They're trying to cancel the Salvation Army.
Why? I haven't heard this one yet, so...
Because the Salvation Army today came out with, well, it came out like last week. It just hit the news today, or I was aware of it today. Because I saw somebody post, Salvation Army doesn't want my white money. I'm like, I wonder what this is about.
Yeah, what is that about?
So I guess last week...
and I thought money was green.
I thought the Salvation Army...
Or silver.
Silver and gold. Wasn't that like Cornelius from Rudolph? Silver and gold. Yeah, the miner guy used to lick his pick.
Oh, geez, I haven't watched that movie. I know what movie you're talking about. I haven't seen that one in forever.
I used to be terrified of the abominable snowman.
Oh, yeah, he was kind of creepy, huh? The Christmas movie that I like to watch every single year, and sometimes during the year, is Home Alone. I love the part when he, protects his house.
Yeah. Home Alone, Christmas Vacation.
And A Christmas Story.
Yeah. Christmas Story. I always watch it every Christmas day.
Yeah, I like to watch that one, too.
Marathon. But anyway, back to the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army last week put a document on their webpage that said, because they're a Christian-based company, that maybe we should look at some racism in the Christian community and churches.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
wrong.
Everybody said, well, now the Salvation Army is too woke and don't give them your money. Just because what's wrong, especially at Christmas time, what's wrong with acknowledging, fucking up my words here, that there is racism still in this country? There's nothing wrong with that.
And I'd like to make a point on that because I've been thinking a lot about racism lately because it keeps getting brought up in different, we're seeing all this hate and I'm like, maybe we should just stop calling it racism and be like, it's pure hate. It's hate,
right,
with a bias on it. It's hate with reason. Like they feel that this is a reason for that hate. Whatever reason, whatever religion they don't like, whatever skin color they don't like. Maybe they don't like the label of. Are they the ones that are being? God, I hate to call them snowflakes because that's my name.
Well, here's the thing. When I heard this story, and I heard the Salvation Army did that, I was just kind of like, it didn't bother me that they did that. And I don't know. I think that if it triggers you, it's kind of triggering something like, hey, how dare you call me racist? Well, if you didn't really think about it.
Why would it bother you?
Why would it bother you? Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I'm like, yeah, maybe you guys should do an investigation. What is so wrong with investigations? I believe that, and this topic's coming up a little bit later, but with the whole Jeff Epstein thing, didn't we sit there and say, yeah, Bill Clinton should be investigated, and as Donald Trump should be investigated in it, since they were both friends. Investigate them all.
Yeah.
Pull the fucking rug back. Find out what kind of dirt's under there.
The other one that they wanted to cancel, and it's all over. And because one side is the anti-cancel culture, they want to cancel Chris Cuomo off of CNN, get him kicked off his show because he supported his brother Andrew.
Like he's not going to support his own brother.
Right.
How fucking stupid are these people?
Right. Chris Cuomo's not the one who did anything. Andrew Cuomo's the one that was kind of a dirtbag there.
Right. But he's still gonna, I mean, I understand him still supporting his brother. Like, I think his brother's a slime ball, but if your family doesn't even support, I mean, he probably realizes that his brother, you know, realizes big time that he fucked up and whatnot, and maybe, I'm sure he has, like, some remorse. I mean, I don't want to give the guy too much credit either, but it's like, but I understand his brother supporting him.
But at the same time, now Chris Cuomo didn't do anything wrong. Now, did he maybe, I think he might have asked some of his contacts to look into the people that were investigating his brother. But at the same time, they have no problem with all the sexual assault allegations that were going on at Fox News. They had no problem with the allegations against Donald Trump because, well, hey, these women, they're just out to make a buck years later, you know, and all this other stuff that they would say, well, innocent until proven guilty and all this other shit. But now they want Chris Cuomo kicked off just because you don't like his opinion. It's right. Not.
It has nothing to do with the issue. Like, they are willing to overlook things for their Lord and Savior, Trump. Like, they're willing to overlook whatever he does because he's one of them. He talks like them. He's like, and they probably, a lot of them are probably guilty of some of this shit. A lot of them are probably guilty of cheating on their wives at one point or another. So they're like, well, he's just like me. Hates all the fucking same people I do. I'm fucking having his back no matter what. I don't care, you know? Like I said, he could, like, murder. When he made the own statement, I could kill someone on Fifth Avenue and these people would still love me or whatever I can't remember the exact quote. He's right. He's right. They would make up excuses for why that person needed to be killed. Even if that person was doing nothing and they saw it on film, if it was filmed, they would still figure out a way to defend him.
You know, I stopped by.
They're that into him.
I stopped by the store on the way home, and I saw somebody from the Salvation Army out with a pot, ringing the bell out front, and my first thought, being in this town, I'm like, oh no!
Are these people going to start getting attacked?
No, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like going, oh no! I can imagine the insults that they're going to get.
Once it circulates enough through Facebook, where all the morons have seen it, you know.
And here it is, some poor. I'm not going to say poor, but I mean by poor person, not poor person money-wise, but, you know, this person is retired. They're volunteering their time to collect money for the Salvation Army, and they're just out there with good intentions, and now they're going to get verbally assaulted.
Right, and they're going to, it's like, folks, they've got no decisions in the process of what the Salvation Army, the charity, wants to do. They don't get they don't have a voice in that. Don't attack them. Don't kill the messenger.
Now, my problem with the Salvation Army is maybe the way the funds are distributed. You know, because I think they have a CEO or, you know, somebody up here that collects their salary. And
they do, but they're actually on the list of, like, one of the charities that uses very low operating costs. Like, they're not, like, the bad one out of those places is, like, Goodwill. Because they profit so much and pay their CEO, like, so much. I mean, a charity has to have... I have the paper at home, too, because I started taking it into work. Because they want us to do check donations to United Way. And I'm like, I'm done supporting them. After I found out how much the CEO... the way I can directly donate to these charities of my choice without the middleman who needs to make this money off of it. That's how it seems to me like the United Way is kind of set up. It's not that the United Way doesn't do good. I'm not totally railing on them, but it's like I think that more of the money needs to go to the needy,
Right.
you know, not the corporate aspect
Right.
of it.
Oh, and speaking of good people, and you know how like a lot of people say NFL players, oh, shut up and play. Oh, this person shouldn't be regarded as a hero.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they always say that, but a lot of these players have charitable foundations. And last week we were talking about the incident where the guy ran his car through the parade.
Oh yeah.
And J.J. Watt lives in that hometown. That's his hometown where that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he offered to pay for the funeral expenses of all the people that were lost in that horrific tragedy.
That's sweet.
You know, and there's a good person there
Yeah.
who now plays for the Arizona Cardinals.
Well,
although
I mean,
he's so hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it touched him personally.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
he's trying to do something to help his community, and it was like a lot of kids got.
Yeah.
It was like, what the? Yeah.
Right. And the other thing with that is they were railing on CNN about that because CNN's initial reporting was SUV runs into a crowd and kills so many people. Where's the lie there? Okay, there's no lie there. They weren't saying this man, the man who committed this. They didn't say this guy ran into the crowd. So they're making it sound like, you know how they say guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Right.
SUVs don't kill people, a person killed. But it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, that is kind of stupid.
So, in another, it's another week, another school shooting, Oxford High School in Michigan.
We've already had a couple since the Rittenhouse verdict.
Yeah, there was another one in Colorado.
Yeah, and I'm like thinking, are these children like empowered and look at like Rittenhouse as a hero? It's like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they haven't talked to the kid, but like, are these kids gonna start going to school and be like, I felt threatened, I'm being bullied, blah blah blah, and like, are they?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
Say that kid pulls out a gun in a school and a teacher charges him to disarm him.
With a ruler,
and,
or, you know.
And the kid shoots the teacher. Is that self-defense?
Right. I mean, how is that not like what actually went on with the trial? Like maybe the teacher runs after with him some like erasers or like a ruler, maybe some scissors, and is the kid gonna be able to claim that?
You know, but it'll be another thing about my guns, and hey, we like guns. You went out shooting this weekend, you know, guns are fun, but I don't know, just why this is happening. You know?
Well, and I'll be honest too. Right when I heard the Rittenhouse verdict, I'm like, it's time for me to exercise my Second Amendment right. I mean, I've shot guns before in the past, but I'm like, I feel like I really want to be a legal gun owner now. I'm like, I feel that these people are scary. These people are scary, and I don't want to have to do this, but I'm like trying to. It's like that saying, trying to figure out what's going on in someone's mind is like trying to smell the number 9. I don't fucking know.
So in another week, another variant, Omicron. That sounds like a cool one. It sounds like one of the.
Sounds like a great new blockbuster movie.
Yeah, the disaster movie. If they're gonna do a disaster movie about this, Omicron.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it was discovered in South Africa. No cases in the United States.
But somehow the Democratic Party is being blamed for this.
Yes. Yes, because the Democrats want another variant so we don't lose a House in 2022.
You know what? I've been thinking about this new variant and whatnot, and especially where we live. We live in the heart of rural America. I mean, like, we live in rural America, Arizona. So I'm like, okay, they were saying in a new, and I hope I have these numbers right, because I listen to a lot of numbers a day, but South Africa was trying to do the responsible thing by saying, hey, we've detected a new variant, so they told the rest of the world. And then they told the number of vaccinated people in South Africa, which I think is around like 29%. And I'm like, why then does the United States, since we're always in other people's business anyways, and we don't, like, our vaccines are kind of mellowing out. Like, people have pretty much picked sides. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't have some vaccines here, but why aren't we giving more vaccines to countries like South Africa, who there's got to be more people that want to get vaccinated there. They just don't have the means to get vaccinated. They don't have the vaccines, because I don't believe that it's only 29% of the population that wants it there. So why not do that, so that to try to combat it in that way, since a lot of our assholes are against it? It's like, all right, fuck it. Well, we're going to at least give it to these people, so it's not creating more disease that's moving all around to everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, I don't understand why we're not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, if our people don't want it, then sure. But, so...
I'm sure we got a ton here.
All right, so it can't be both. It cannot be that the Democrats are coming up with inventing a new variant. It's fake news. It's not real. Just keep Biden in the White House.
It's more fear-mongering.
But at the same time, they're also blaming Biden that the COVID numbers aren't going down, when that particular side is the reason why the numbers aren't going down.
They're purposely being disruptive. I mean, it's like, we're going to talk about a couple of those assholes later, but purposely disruptors, like, that is their job. They must hate their fucking selves, and they're just like, I don't fucking care. I want to just get on board with watching this ship sink.
And that's why we need to have a conservative...
Like, do these people wish they were on the Titanic? They're like, I wish I could have been there. Like...
You can't tell me to wear a life jacket.
I know. Like, what the... I have so much of a hard time trying to understand them, and we're grossly outnumbered, so I just try to focus, like, talking with them, like... say stuff about food or whatnot, because I want to still like these people. They're not bad people. No. They're just stupid.
I'd like to talk to them too, but I would like to point out the fact, like, it can't be a fake variant that it's the news and the media is making up this story, and it can't also be Joe Biden's fault that it's not going away.
Right.
It's one or the other.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you have to look at why isn't it going away?
Pick a side.
Because we're not getting vaccinated. Now, if you don't want to get vaccinated, fine. That's your body. That's your choice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't care anymore.
Awesome.
If they don't want to, then I'm send our vaccines to places that need them.
I listen to Fauci, okay? Whatever, if that's right or wrong. And I think Fauci just holds a little bit more credibility than Joe Rogan or Aaron Rodgers on this particular subject. Now, right. Joe Rogan can kick my ass on about podcasts.
Yeah.
He has many listeners. He's very knowledgeable about a lot of things.
And Fauci would not know as much as Joe Rogan when it comes to UFC. You know, like, okay, like, yes, Joe Rogan is an expert at UFC fighting.
And DMT. I'm sure Joe Fauci doesn't know about DMT.
Total fucking expert at that. Where Fauci would not know that stuff. He could maybe guess. Kind of like what Rogan's doing is kind of guessing.
Yeah, but you'll take the ivermectin, but you won't take the vaccine. But your excuse for not taking the vaccine is you haven't seen enough research on it. Well, there's not enough research on the ivermectin.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, where's all this research coming from on that?
It's coming from YouTube.
Anybody, any asshole can make a video and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Any asshole can literally do that.
And then you see Fauci, he came out with this statement, and I don't know if this is the right wording he should have used, but if he said something to the fact of, if you go against me, you're going against science, which he's sort of right there, sort of. But I can see how that would kind of piss off the other side. So the other side, and I think it was Rand Paul who came out and said, compared Dr. Fauci to Joseph Mengele, and the whole Holocaust and what he did with experimenting
it was that
on the
one.
Jews.
I thought it was that one lady that used to be on 60 Minutes who said, she is from South Africa, and so Fox News went straight to the source and got a South African to come on, South African extreme right winger. Who came on there and said, yeah, she was comparing it to all the torturous stuff.
Where's the torture? I mean, where is it? I mean, I got both shots and the booster, so did you. I don't know. There was nothing wrong with me. We didn't mutate or anything like that. And I haven't seen any mutations. I guess there's a couple of people that might have had a bad reaction to it, but it's not killing people. It's certainly not putting people in ovens and all this other bullshit.
And it's maybe maybe the vaccine, I don't even want to argue with them on that. Okay, maybe the vaccine, like Jon Stewart said, killed 3 people. I don't know, because they are legitimately allergic to stuff, but it's that is where you have to talk to your doctor. If your health care is that important for you to not to be so against this vaccine, then why wouldn't you be talking to your doctor about it? Yeah. Isn't that do these people just go to Joe Rogan for all their healthcare issues?
No, because
do they type into him I have a yeast infection, what should I do?
Because they a couple months ago they were mad at something Joe Rogan said that was against their political beliefs. They just pick and choose. Did you have anything more on Fauci?
Just that Fauci was sitting there. They've been saying that Fauci needs to be investigated or something like that, or subpoenaed. I can't remember about that. And he was he fought back. He's they need to be investigated. He's I'm out here doing my job. What are they doing? I'm out here doing my job. I'm going to be known for saving lives. What are they doing? I'm I want to be known for dating you, sir.
Yeah, I think it was Ted Cruz and Fauci clapped back at him and said, well, where were you on January 6th?
It's like one of the 80-year-old. I never thought I'd have a crush on an 80-year-old. And first off, I still can't believe that he's 80.
I know.
Fauci'd be doing Botox or something, but it's working.
Hey, so the speaking of great people, great rock star Dave Grohl, they announced a U.S. tour for next summer. And one of the places they were supposed to play is the University of Minnesota Stadium. And they announced the show and canceled it an hour later because the stadium refused to go along with Foo Fighters' COVID rules. You have to show proof of vaccination
and
to concert.
No, that's so true, because there was one of the radio shows I listened to, there was a caller that called in and said that they had gone to a college football game recently, and they're they were not making you show proof of vaccination. They're only doing it in certain states, probably the blue ones, they have that kind of rule. And then because they were trying to ask about the NFL too, and I'm I don't even think in the red states, I don't think the NFL stadiums make them show proof.
I'm not sure.
I think it goes by what the governor says, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's no way douchey's imposing that.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys live a red state. Their coach is out for the Thursday night game because he came down with COVID. Even though he was vaccinated, though. But there was one of his players that lied about being vaccinated, and
Another Karen Rogers?
that is Amari Cooper. And I guess Amari Cooper got really sick, but, anyway. Anyway, there's a bunch of Dallas Cowboys that have COVID. See how that goes. So you work in this industry, the supply industry. We'll just leave it at that. Have you seen a slowdown?
Fuck no. Not at my end. I'm like, we're busier than ever.
Business as usual?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't believe this supply chain stuff.
Here's the thing, okay? And everybody's like, oh, well, it's Biden's fault. Okay? The supply chain, and we're not experts on anything, but I think we can break this down. The supply chain issue started when stuff couldn't get imported from China during the first outbreak of COVID. Mm-hmm. So a lot of factories shut down in China. They weren't manufacturing anything. Then they open up. And then I don't know if we were accepting shipments at the time or whatnot. But okay, so stuff finally starts getting manufactured, gets sent over here. There's a backlog at the ports.
Because people were probably getting sick too, and they can't.
Yeah, and then it shuts down again.
Right.
And
got a lot of sick workers.
So it all shuts down. And the thing that people don't realize is last summer, spring, summer, fall, people weren't traveling as much. Mm-hmm. Airlines weren't, their flights were empty, if they were flying at all. Okay, so everything gets sort of back to normal, even though COVID's not gone away. It's still as bad as it ever was. But it starts to, everything opens up again. Now, these corporations that lost money last year, what do you think they're going to do this year? They're not going to take that loss.
No, they're going to put it on the consumers.
Yeah. So they're going to jack up prices. Now, the shipping lanes, the ports in California, they were only working, 8-10 hours a day, whatever it was. And now, so you have all these ships starting to come in because manufacturing's coming back. During the tax breaks of a couple years ago, the jobs didn't come back to America. They were still buying stuff from China and all this other bullshit. So there's a backlog there. And so this causes this chain reaction, but now things are starting to free up again. Things are getting moved. Gas prices go up because of course they were. Okay? Mm-hmm. Fuel was low during the pandemic because guess what? Nobody was traveling. Okay? And
it's all about like supply and demand.
Yeah, and if you don't think that the oil companies are going to try to rape you.
Right. And cash in. Like, that's what, I'm like, if Americans could be strong enough, but I know they can't, we would never be able to get everyone on board because even this shit would get turned into a political issue. But if we really wanted to fight back, we'd cut them off and be like, we're not buying any of your shit. Guess what? They'll lower those prices. Yeah. They will. Because then demand goes way down and they've got too much supply and they don't want to sit on that shit.
Oh yeah, and like, what's the other thing I heard today? Because they showed the pictures of the White House and the Christmas decorations that Joe Biden put up, and it came into like the cost of the decorations at the White House and the lawn, and it was like $138,000. Like, how dare Biden be spending this kind taxpayers' money when so many people were hurting? Last year, during the middle of the pandemic, how much do you think Donald Trump spent on Melania? Those red Darth Vader trees she had?
Oh, fuck. Probably like $1 million? I don't know.
No. It was $160,000.
Oh, okay.
But still higher than...
Biden should have came in like a total G and been like getting all this shit on sale and like spent like $500 to decorate it. That would have been awesome.
And on Newsmax, this morning they were talking about it.
Going garage selling for old decorations.
Newsmax, Newsmax, which is even farther to the right than Fox.
Oh, yeah.
They come out and on their morning show, and they were saying, "Oh, how dare the Bidens do this? The Americans are hurting." And the other host actually said, "Well, yeah, Trump spent $160,000 last year. Don't you think we're trying to make something out of nothing?" And the other guy goes, "Yes, we are trying to make something out of nothing."
Just said, I wish I could have asked him, should we have just sent, 1 penny to every household and, nixed the decorations? Let's just send 1 penny to every American. Do you think that's going to make a difference?
Just one of those.
Do you?
Just send everybody one of those Christmas bulbs, because when you string up the light and you have to change the bulb.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, who does that?
That probably costs a penny. Yeah.
If mine are out, I just buy a whole new strand of lights. Hey, let's plug the beer we're drinking.
Hell yeah, this beer is good.
Snow, this is your job on that.
Yes, we are drinking from the magnificent Love Lady Brewery in Old Town Henderson, Nevada. This one is, MJ picked this up. This is the Ninth Island Lava Flow Sour.
Yes.
It's got the flavors of coconut, strawberry, and pineapple, and it is delicious.
I really like this one.
This is a really good one.
Yes.
I gotta go back and stock up.
For our listeners in the Las Vegas area, you can find these at Speedy Mart.
And if you're just visiting Las Vegas, who doesn't bring their own liquor? Yeah. Or at least go buy it when you get there. You gotta have beers to pregame before you go out in Vegas, because you don't want to spend all your money on drinks there. Even if you're doing the whole gambling for drinking, it's going to cost you way more than picking yourself up a couple of 6-packs at Love Lady.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to more hypocrisy. What else can we talk about hypocrisy? The trial of the week, the trial of the century.
Ghislaine
Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell.
But Ghislaine is kind of more appropriate, right?
Yeah.
She was providing tons of jizz for her boyfriend.
Yeah.
By bringing him
Jeffrey Epstein's
underage
girlfriend.
Gals. Yeah.
Who she was caught in New Hampshire, actually. So she finally going to trial. Now, some may say that the media is not covering this because the media is involved in all the cover up and everything else. But how would we know? How would we know this trial's going on if the media wasn't covering it? The media is covering it. I don't think the media is allowed inside the courtroom there. But this guy today testified that, yes, dun dun dun, Bill Clinton flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane. Mm-hmm. Prince Andrew flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private plane. They seem to always leave out that third part because it's always about the Clintons.
Or they just won't believe it. They're like, nope, Bill Clinton was there and so was Prince Andrew.
And you do see...
We don't want to talk about anything else.
You do see many, many pictures of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein together.
And Ghislaine's in the picture too.
Yeah.
With Melania.
Yeah.
All 4 of them.
And I'm not saying Donald Trump did anything wrong. Now, you have rich people in New York. This is a common occurrence. They hang out together. They party together. They run around in the same circles. It's a little private social club. But people won't give the benefit. Now, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But people don't give the benefit of the doubt to the Bill Clintons.
Have you watched the documentary yet, the Filthy Rich one?
No.
It's 6-part episode. So one of the women on there, I think her name's Virginia, but I can't remember her last name. She even says in the documentary, she's like, what's really upsetting is the fact that Bill Clinton was there and he is denying it. She goes, now, however, he never was I never saw him messing around with any underage girls. never saw that. She goes, but the fact that he won't even admit that he's there, that he was there, because he was there on that island, is what is so upsetting.
Well, yeah, I mean that goes back to I didn't have sexual relations with that woman.
Right.
You know, I mean,
she's the young woman that Prince Andrew did have sex with and was like saying he never even knew her, and they're like, why are you in a picture with her? She's in a picture, and she talks about like how sweaty and gross he is when they were out dancing, like he was sweating all over her. Prince and all Andrew this stuff. Yeah, when she was like, I think she was either 16 or 17 at the time. Ooh. And then they made her like hook up with Prince Andrew later. Oh, and in the picture too, so it's her and Prince Andrew, and I think Prince Andrew like has his hand around her waist, and in the background is Ghislaine. It's those three in the picture.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, and I do say, yes, investigate them all.
Investigate them all.
Whoever gets taken down, gets taken down.
Give them all subpoenas.
Good. If Chris Cuomo was involved, good. Go down.
Yeah.
You know.
Any liberal. Pick a liberal. If any of them were involved, go down.
Obama was there. Biden.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders.
That one's hilarious. Like Bernie would ever be there. I don't hang out with rich people.
I will say, I do think there's something to it, because that is fishy how he died. How the guards, the camera was off, and then the guards, there was something.
Oh, yeah, and the medical examiner. Yeah. I mean, he probably... Yeah, but who knows that he wasn't killed by people on the right? I mean, the right is like blaming, like trying to put all this blame. It's like, yeah, we should investigate how he died. Who knows? He wasn't killed off by people on the right who are like, I don't want him ratting me out and dragging me into this. If he's going down on a sinking ship, he might take everyone with him. Like, we gotta kill this guy so my life's not ruined.
Well, remember I lost that friend, that conservative friend, because he was talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and he made a joke about the Clintons. And I said, yeah, did you see the picture of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump? I said, maybe Trump's and the Clintons were in on it together.
Right.
It's like, fuck you, you gotta stop watching CNN. I'm like,
maybe they have giant orgies. How do you, I mean...
I don't, oh, that would be so great if that comes out. Like, she has a picture, and you have Bill Clinton and Donald Trump running a train on somebody.
Yeah, they're all in like one of those orgy houses or whatever. Those places for, like you can be a spectator, you can be a participant, and they're...
Oh, God. So, hey, good. Investigate. I don't think anything's going to come out of it. I don't think we're going to learn anything. We're not going to find out if he did commit suicide or he was murdered. I'm tending to think maybe he was murdered, but I don't know. I probably doubt the Clintons were involved. But if they are, take them down.
Yeah.
What else we got on? We got our favorite QAnon, our second favorite QAnon congressperson.
They're trying to tie, though, for who's the craziest, I think.
Yeah, Boebert, she got into a tiff with Ilhan Omar.
Ilhan Omar. Yeah, she said some pretty nasty, hateful. It was basically, and she did it in the style of, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to promote the white supremacy comedy tour. After I do my shtick, you'll get to see Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then up after that will be Paul Gosar. I mean, they're forming their own new redneck tour thing. Remember the redneck comedy guy? Yeah. Not that I want to associate them with these haters, because I'm sure that they're not that hateful. Yeah, I shouldn't say that, but...
Well, and she went out and called her a terrorist.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And she was doing it like in the style of making these jokes, and that you should have heard like the crowd in the background like laughing. And the thing that is kind of pissing me off though is a lot of people are sitting on our side are sitting there saying, oh, they're doing this to drum up their base. I'm like, no, these people are those people. They've just been elected into office. but they didn't really want the job. They're disruptors. They just want to go in there. She doesn't give a fuck if she gets removed from her committees. She's already seen it happen to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she's already seen it happen to Gosar. It's like, they don't care. It makes them more money. Watch, she's going to have a ton of fucking donations in her campaign funds from all the people who hate. And that's the thing. I'm like, the people around here where we live, there's a lot of them who are probably cheering for the shit that this woman is saying. They probably wish that this woman, that something bad would happen to her. Yeah. That something bad would happen to Ilhan Omar. And it's like, people who don't live in rural America, you guys really don't understand these people. I go, the best way I can describe it to y'all is the song, Goodbye Earl. Marianne went out looking for a bright new world. So Marianne in this story is basically the person that went off to college, you know, got smart, blah, blah, blah. Wanda decided to stay. Well, Marianne came back. Some of the Wandas, they don't mind being with the Earls. They don't want Marianne's help. That's the only way I can figure out how to describe it to these people. They're fine with being Wandas.
Yeah, Boebert would probably get a book deal. And if she, well, it would have to be, it'd be like a children's book, you know, lots of pictures and very few words.
Right.
But
well, because she just barely got her GED when before she became a Congress. I think she only did it because that was like one of the requirements. Like, well, first you're gonna have to, you know, we're gonna ask you about your education. Oh fuck! I just dropped out of high school. I didn't think I'd ever need this. I just thought I needed my guns so I could come up with my shooter's restaurant.
Yeah. Well, if she does get a book deal, I hope it does better than Chris Christie's.
2,000 copies going strong.
Oh, Chris, come on this podcast. We'll
Do you think he'll even make it to 3,000 copies?
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, if it already fizzled out.
No, because he's bad-mouthing Trump now, which isn't a good career move if you're on that side.
Watch, in a couple of months, he'll come out with another one praising Trump. Oh, fuck, I'm sorry, guys. This is, But the sad thing is those idiots would buy into it. Then they'd be like, bestseller. Yeah.
It was my blood sugar.
As long as you're saying good things about Trump, I love you. That's...
Okay, we'll end it with this. Our TV recommendation of the week on Apple Plus, The Problem with Jon Stewart. It is so good to see him back on TV.
So good. Like, I almost cried tears of joy watching him on there, and then just listening to... I binged watched... There were 4 episodes. Yeah. I couldn't sleep last night. I watched every single one of them, and I'm like, God, how I've missed you. Like, he's a genius. He's like... He's got so much wisdom. Like, he's probably the best person at discussing common sense and decency.
Yeah, he's funny, but he also has a way of breaking things down. Now,
simplifying.
Yeah, and conservatives should watch
making sense.
Yeah,
he needs to handle democratic messaging.
Yeah,
we should vote for him to do it because
because
what they're doing now not working.
Because you can't go into Arizona and have commercials against Boebert. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. That message plays well with them. So you got to have a better message. And his messaging on like freedom and the economy were so spot on, and how the economy really doesn't benefit the middle class.
The one too, like on the vets, that one was so sad.
Yeah.
They managed to put like a little humor into it to lighten it up because the topic is so tough. I mean, him describing the burn pits and then talking about, I mean, just basically simplifying it and saying this is what all goes into a burn pit, and then breaking it down and saying no, but this is when, I love how he got all those old clips and they're like But the government already said that this stuff was bad for the human body, you know, that it should not be inhaled.
Yeah.
It's just, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, and it's too bad like things are so left and right, or like, you know, you have Don Lemon over here and you have Tucker Carlson over here. They're sending out divisive message. If you had Jon Stewart say on his own opinion show that I think you could get people from both the left and the right to go, yeah, the way we treat veterans, yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, the middle class, he doesn't really benefit from these corporations. It's just such a simple explanation, and he really doesn't. He doesn't burn people on the right too bad.
No.
You know, he makes a few jokes.
Like he said, like he talks common sense and decency. Those should not be political. God, I'm having a brain fart. I can't think of the word, but those shouldn't. I'll just say it. Those should not be political at all. Like topics like common sense and decency should have it.
Yeah. They
should not have political connotations to them. Those are basic human things. Like
right, like say in this community.
Unless some people just can't help being evil. I mean, sometimes I look at the world and I think maybe maybe humans are just wired. Maybe some of us are more animalistic. I don't fucking know.
Like, I think we said in a previous podcast, like say somebody's house burns down this time of year and it's a family with a bunch of young kids and they don't have much money. The community will rally around this, and you'll you know, create a GoFundMe and donate it, and you know, maybe we'll have, you know, whatever kind of fundraising for that. And you don't look at that person whether, oh, is that person a Democrat or Republican? And the people donating, you know, you're not looking at, oh, who's donating? Are the Republicans donating or the Democrats donating? No, you just all come together in a time of tragedy. And that's what we should do. You know, there should be common sense on both sides. You know, all of these issues.
And decency.
COVID, there should be cooperation. This Maxwell trial, yes, investigate them all. Take down whoever. You know, these congressmen fighting and calling one side a terrorist, that shouldn't be happening from our leaders. We should be decent to each other, especially around this time of year. It's the holidays. So on that note, we'll wrap this up. Watch The Problem with Jon Stewart on Apple Plus. It's great, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye, y'all.